All right, guys, today I'm taking the day off. So instead of doing all my studying and stuff I do and then reflection, I thought today will be a great day just to recall everything I've been learning recently and to, um, yeah, that's it. Keep it simple, minimum viable product for today. So, what have we been doing on make.com? Well, yesterday we've been learning how to set up sequences, which is the automations. Yesterday we learned about routers. We've learned how to configure modules. We learned about bundles of data. We've learned about um, apps, right? And so routers yesterday are how you split automation paths into multiple directions. We'll be covering filters real soon. Cool. What else have we been studying? All right. How about make it stick? So make it stick yesterday. What would we have studied? We've been studying recently the testing effect. So yesterday we would have studied the Washington University professor who taught international political economics. He was having a problem with absent students, so he tried to introduce pop quizzes. The pop quizzes did not work. The absence stayed the same. Students were dropping the class. Many students were doing pretty poorly. But there was a curious thing where when he had these more pop quizzes, um, the students some students actually did very very well, the best he's ever seen. And so over time he went back, and then eventually he introduced multiple tests or multiple quizzes, cumulative quizzes. Instead of having big tests, he'd have more little quizzes that had the same questions. They were just more frequent. Um, and he saw the best learning results, best outcomes, best student satisfaction, best grades, best class discussions. Everything was great. And why is this? Well, the hypothesis is the more tests, the more you learn. And so, yeah, so the more tests you have, the more you're going to learn. That's kind of the takeaway, at least, or the hypothesis. And so things like this is what I consider my test. Every day I wake up, and when I start to study something, I'll recall what I did yesterday. Today I'm trying to keep it brief, more big picture, but not to just let it sit without doing anything. So this is still a test. This is retrieval practice. Okay, what else have we been studying? $100 million leads. We've been watching a video on the paid advertisements. Yesterday we would have been answering the third question, how to make good ads. We finished the call to action, or not call to action, the call out, which is the most important part of the ad. Then we started talking about the value section, the what, who, when framework. And then we talked about the what of the what, who, when framework. There's 8 key parts. 4 parts you want to show of if they purchase your product, what they'll get. Dream scenario, it will be easy, fast, likely to happen. That's the value. You want to show as much value and show as many benefits as possible and minimize the cost. That's how you produce someone to take action, because people take action when they are moving towards value, and they value things that have more benefits than costs. And so you also want to show the negatives if they don't purchase your product, the nightmare scenario, how it's going to take long to solve their problem, how it's unlikely to happen without your solution, and how it's going to be difficult. And not all ads will have all 8 elements, but the more elements you can seamlessly tie into an ad, the better performing it will be. Okay, that's where we kind of ended there. We didn't get to the who or when, but that's what will be up next. And then linear algebra. Yesterday we studied a bit of sets, learned some more about sets, union, intersection, subset. What does that C mean? Well, the C with this is belongs to, so it belongs to a set. The C means it's, I don't know, I don't remember what that was. We've been studying proofs. Oh, C is subset, and then empty set is like an O with a cross through it. That's this empty set. Equal sets when they're both subsets of each other. Cool. What is this called again? Set builder notation. Okay. Statement can never be true and false. This is this logical method of trying to prove that something is false and true at the same time. That's called, that method is along the lines of reductio ad absurdum, and you're kind of trying to show hypothesis and not conclusion, then conclusion. And if you can do that, then you'll show that the statement is false or the conclusion is false. Because the conclusion is both true and false at the same time. Okay, what else we got? Some just grammar for sets, capital letters for sets, lowercase letters for elements. Elements are the objects within a set. A set is a collection of objects or a collection of elements. Some sets that are very important in a linear algebra are real numbers. Points within a plane are squared, and points within a three-dimensional space are cubed. Set builder notation is a way to write a set. So you'll say R or S, it's like a capital letter, equals brace X colon, and then the definition or like the parameter really. And so the X semicolon or X colon, means the set of X is such that set of X is such that set of all X is such that, I think. Yeah, set of all X is such that okay, the order of elements does not matter, but all elements within a set need to be unique and distinct. The union, intersection, subset, that was referring to finite or what's it called? Discrete, not discrete, finite, or there's another word for it. Like sets that are not infinite sets. You can also use the ... to show an infinite set when there's an obvious numerical pattern. Some of the most common elements in linear algebra of sets are scalars, vectors, and matrices. Did we talk about proofs at all yesterday? No? Yes, we did. We talked about the implication loop, which is basically an extension of the simple transitive property. Okay, I think that's good for that. Let's scan through, make it stick to make sure we've got everything. And then we'll scan through $100 million leads to make sure we've got everything. Make it stick. All right, more tests, more learning. WashU Professor, 4 tests. Yeah, I kind of talked about it a little more detail here, but I kind of got the big picture. Yeah. Cool, make it stick is good. Let's make sure 100 million leads is good. Let's get caught in a way. Ease comes from a lack of needed work or skill. Cool. The scene. That's the only thing I missed. That was part of the nonverbal call-outs. The scene can be thought of as visualizing the if-then statements and the yes questions. And at ease is the lack of needed skill or work. That's he wanted to make a point of that. Hormozy. Okay, make it stick. 100 million leads. Make.com. Linear algebra. Good. I think we got most of it. This is very beneficial. This less than 10 minutes. Great use of time. Great way to put the minimum in for today and have the rest of the day off. So we're gonna relax today, hang out with friends, get outside, touch some grass. I've been working a lot. I would continue to work, but I've been planning to go hang out with my friends for a couple weeks on today. So today's the day. I'm gonna let myself relax, and I'll talk to you guys later.